welcome to Spotlight again. We're really blessed that you're checking us out or you're a regular follower. If you haven't subscribed, we hope you will subscribe and tell some other people, especially people who maybe aren't fully devoted followers of Jesus yet. We really want to reach out to more anywhere around the world. Anybody you know, send a copy of them to them and encourage them to subscribe. We're taking this month to wrestle with the question, how do you become like Jesus? How can we change? How does the power of Jesus come? I grew up like almost everybody thinking that it was by blood, sweat, and tears, by grit, by teeth clenching, by backbone, by willpower, by just sheer force of will. You find a way to not say those bad words anymore, or to be kind to people, or quit yelling at your kids, whatever it is. And of course, there are strong people, quotes, that can do that. My uncle used to call them the Dutch people from South Dakota. I'm not sure that's fair, but you get the idea that there are people who are disciplined and have a lot of willpower, and it's a good thing to be a good person. We call it, let's say, morality. People who are moral people, it's good. It'll get you out of jail. You don't wake up in the morning with a hangover. You don't have to have an abortion. You get along with people. You pay your bills. People want you to keep their job. You don't lose your job. People think well of you. But it's not real. It's not on the inside. It's on the outside. And it usually doesn't last, and it usually is not complete. It doesn't go from wall to wall in our lives. My Uncle Maury Venden used to tell a story about his son. It's right down the street here where we're taping this at the Last Year Academy. My Uncle Maury was the pastor of the Last Year University Church. It was college back then. And his son was going to Last Year Academy right here, 2 minutes away. And not really converted. Good kid, going to church, going to school, but not converted. So Maury says one day he decided to convert him. He sat down and he gave him the gospel, the best he could. It wasn't the do's and don'ts, it was the gospel. He gave it the best. And Lee just stood up and he finally said, Dad, and it happened to you once, and maybe it'll happen to me. Walked out. And Father could feel the strain. He said, I'm not going to do that again. But a few weeks later, some of the kids at the academy invited Lee over to a Friday night meeting of some kind. And it turned out, there were big kids who were praying for Lee. Lee said he was going to go to ask them hard questions. But when he came back that night, he is walking on air, and he walks in, hey, Dad, did you know? You don't have to change your life in order to come to Christ. You have to come to Christ in order to change your life. Lee, my Uncle Morris said, really? As if he never heard that before? Yeah, he's like he had never heard it. They said, yes, he had heard it before, but he wasn't ready to hear it. But that's the gospel. We will not change on the inside real righteousness of Christ without Jesus. It's all Jesus. It's not going to come by sheer force of will. It's not going to come by grit. It's not going to come by blood, sweat, and tears. We've all tried that and failed. It didn't work. And if the gospel doesn't work for the weakest person in the world, and not just a strong Dutch from South Dakota, then it's no good. It has to work for all of us. So we come to Jesus. That's where we have to focus. And then Jesus will change our life. We just start with that. And then we'll unpack that further as we go on with the rest of the few weeks. This is Spotlight. Thank you for following us. Please subscribe if you haven't, and tell one or two other people that you're enjoying Spotlight. God bless. Thank you for watching Spotlight. We're so excited about this. We hope that you'll subscribe and so you'll get all of them. And please just forward it on to others and tell other people about it. And let's just see what kind of an audience we can get for these messages of Spotlight. God bless you.